Good morning, Unity of Sarasota. Surprised you have a Pittsburgh morning. That's where I grew up. This kind of feels like Pittsburgh morning. Anybody from Pittsburgh? We're going to do a blessing offer song. Not an offertory song, but a blessing offer song. Right? Blessing offer is the name of the fellow. Great song. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. Oh, ashes fall from burning dreams. Oh, never lived through times like these. Oh, if you're trying hard to breathe in the dark, I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter day. I know there's gonna be some brighter day. Oh, if your screams don't make a sound. Oh, if your walls are crashing down. Oh, if your heart just cries too loud all the time. All the time. Whoa, I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. Oh, 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 brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days.
Thank you. Rob Satori. Isn't that a great song? Blessing Ofer. That's what I get for watching British television every now and then. You find these musicians that you don't know about, so that's wonderful. And what a perfect day to sing that song, because if I didn't know better, I would think that I was in Seattle, where I'm from, celebrating the Seattle Rain Festival, which goes from January 1st through December 31st. But I'm not there. I'm in Sarasota, where the winters are like Seattle summers, only longer. Okay, enough of my jokes. I'm Reverend Dr. Susie Shadle, and I welcome you to Unity of Sarasota, where something brighter is always happening, no matter what's going on out there. So, yeah. So welcome. Just know that Unity of Sarasota, what we are here is that we are a beacon of light and love, opening minds, touching hearts, and transforming lives. This is who we are individually, and it's who we are collectively as a community. So we're always shining brightly, no matter what. So just know that about yourself. When you walk away from this place, know that you're shining as a beacon of light and love. We are an inclusive spiritual community that embraces empowering and life-affirming practical spirituality for richer living right here and right now in our lives. And we join with the unity movement worldwide in creating a world that works for all. A world that works for all. 2022 seems like a good time for us to really get on that, don't you think? Okay, so I would like to see every day, if you would just gift me this, I would like to see every day the world just a little bit brighter, that the world is working just a little bit better. And I think that we can spearhead that if we set our minds to it, set our hearts to it, and just do it. You ready? You ready for that? All right, good. A little more enthusiasm would make me feel a little bit more confident, but that's okay. You can work on that, because next Sunday when I ask you that, you're just going to explode with passion, right? Okay, and I'll say, look, we're improving already. If you happen to be a guest or a newcomer here for the first time, we'd like to get to know you a little bit, so we'll ask you to stand and remain standing for just a moment while we find out where you're visiting from. And Kimberly has a little gift for you. It's a shell necklace, which is indicative of the beautiful beaches of Florida. Each shell represents the love that we are individually, and you string it together and we have a community of love in this necklace. So keep standing. I'm going to start in the back, in the black. Where are you visiting us from? Yay, Chicago, Indiana area. Yay, welcome, welcome. All right, we'll go right up this side. How about right here in the middle? Where are you visiting from? New York. All right. New York, New York, the Big Apple. All right. Oh, you're here permanently now? Smart move. Smart move. Welcome home. All right. Okay, great. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. And how about here? Excellent. Thank you, John, from Ohio. Yay. All right. And right here? Excellent. Welcome home. And how about the three in the back here? Excellent. Welcome home. Welcome home. We love having you here. And right here in the gray? Orlando. All right. Welcome from Disney World. All right. And welcome to Sarasota World. And Cape Cod. All right. Welcome. Woo! We got a good mix here. This is great. This is great. Well, you are all very, very welcome. If you didn't get a welcome packet when you came in, please be sure to get one on your way out. And clipped to the back of it is a little welcome card. We'd love it if you would fill that out and let us know a little bit about you, and we can get to know you. You can get to know us a little bit. So if you leave that welcome card either in the offering plate when you go out or on the welcome table, we would really appreciate that. Also, I want to say hi to the folks who are visiting us on our live stream. Let's say, hey, guys. And because we're all one, interconnected in the energy of life, there is no separation between us and those folks on the live stream, no separation at all. We are all one, bringing our energy together for the greater good, and I love that that's what's happening. Also, know that if you need to miss a service because you don't want to be hit by the raindrops or whatever, you can always catch us live on the live stream. You go to our website, unityofsarasota.org, and hit the services tab and scroll down to the service that you want. Also on that same tab, we do the same thing with our Wednesday evening service, but also on that same tab, you can go back and pick up services from the past that are recorded and housed there. You can also look at our Facebook page and our YouTube page for the services as well. So there's no reason to be disconnected or to miss anything. Just know that whatever way you're joining us, wherever you may be in your physical journey and wherever you may be, most especially in your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. You are always welcome here, because you know what? When we make the journey together, it's more magnificent. I love being together with you on this journey. And so just know that wherever you may be, you fit right in with all of us. I want to introduce our board member of the day. Kimberly, stand back up if you would, please. Kimberly Bailey is our board member in service today, and she will be at the welcome table out there in the sanctuary lobby after the service. If you'd like to ask her some questions or have her show you around, that'd be good. You show her around, that'd be good. I want to, let me get my camera ready for that one. Thank you, Kimberly. This is a gorgeous property, but I can tell you it's a little bit of a maze. When I first got here, they kept saying, have you seen Reverend Susie recently? And she's probably wandering around aimlessly somewhere lost, you know. So don't feel like you're weird if you wander off and can't quite figure out where you came from. So just ask somebody, where am I? Where am I? So thank you, Kimberly, for your service and all of the board members who are here today. I want to share with you some invitations for your participation. First of all, you know, we were, during this whole COVID adventure that we've all been on, we were shut down for almost a year and a half to in-person services. We opened in June, and we're committed to staying open safely. And so we ask that you wear masks when you're in the building, that you distance from those that you're not related to, living with, or in the same pod with, so that we can all stay safe. We're asking that you not touch, that we namaste rather than hug and shake hands. I have to confess I sometimes forget myself, so help me remember as well. We do ask that you keep your mask on even when we invite you to sing. Just sing softly into your mask, and trust me, you sound magnificent. You truly do. And you may never want to take the mask off. You sound so good. I don't know. Also, we are not serving food and beverage with our hospitality, our fellowship right now, again, for safety reasons until this Omicron kind of settles down a bit. So, you know, it doesn't mean we can't still connect and have fellowship. If you want to be in fellowship hall, please, by all means, go there. Enjoy the artwork along the way. There's artwork all the way through the hallway and in the fellowship hall. Enjoy each other's company, but keep your masks on. And we're just not doing food and beverage right now. It will be back when it's appropriate and safe to do so. But do fellowship. Do connect with one another. Like this. Not like this, okay? And I'm going to invite Peg Beck, who is the president of our Board of Trustees, up. She has a little opportunity she would like to share with you.
Good morning, and welcome. It is so good to see so many of you on this cloudy, unbright day. And happy Martin Luther King weekend. Mm-hmm. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about an SOS. SOS is a call for help, and we want to invite you to think about becoming a member of the board. We have an annual meeting coming up on February 28th, and it's your opportunity to hear more about what's been going on at Unity over the past year and all the wonderful things that have gone on in spite of COVID, but also to vote for new members for the board. So why am I calling it SOS? I've been a member of the board now. This is my second term this time around, and my term of president will be ending at the end of this year. But while it's a service, it is also a blessing. And you know that whenever you do something, whatever you give of your time or your talent or your service, you get back more than what you have given. And so for me, I started to think about what are the things that I've gotten out of being a member of the board. And what I came up with was SOS. Only instead of a call for help, it stands for, to me, support from my fellow members on the board, and the friendships that I have from them and from others that I've gotten to know within the church. Opportunity to learn about the organization and the creativity that we could come up with as we try and think of different ways, especially during COVID, on how we could continue to use our unity principles and stay together in spite of what was going on. So coming up with positive ideas for that. And then satisfaction. Satisfaction in all of the opportunities that I have had and that you will have. We each have different kinds of gifts. I would like to ask the board members who are here to please just stand up. They're not all here because some had to travel, but there are several of them here. Thank you very much. And each one of them has a different gift. So if you have ever thought, or maybe you're thinking about it for the first time, I wonder what they do on the board. I wonder if I could be someone who could help in some way. Then talk to me, talk to David, talk to any of the board members, and Reverend Susie for sure, because we'd love to have you talk about sharing your gifts with us on the board, and you will get SOS, much more of the satisfaction that you think you're giving in the first place. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, nicely said. Thank you so much, Peg, and thank you for your service and your leadership for all this time. I appreciate it, really do, and I hope all you do too. There's a lot that happens that you don't see. You see the evidence of it, but you don't know what it was all about. Trust me, some of the things that you most enjoy and that are most supportive for you come from behind the scenes. You know, I get to be the face of things, but there's a lot that goes on behind me that makes it all possible. So thank you all. Also, I want to let you know that we have some wonderful opportunities coming up for you, health-wise, for example. Lifeline screening. We have hosted Lifeline screening here for I think for 3 years, 4 years, something like that. It's coming up on the 21st, Friday the 21st from 8 to 4. You can get 5 different health screenings for $139. I usually do it every year here. And so we invite you to come, tell people you know. There are lots of flyers out in the lobby. Please take a bunch with you and give them to people you care about. This is really an excellent service, and we're really glad to be able to provide the space for them to give that service to the community. So please come on by yourself and bring somebody you care about as well. And you do need to you take a flyer because you need to register, and all the information is right there on the flyer. Okay, also, we have something exciting for your soul coming up also. Charlie Thweet is going to be here doing a Sunday service on the 23rd, and then on the 26th, he will be doing a concert for our Wednesday evening. I like to call it the Wednesday night special. So it'll be a concert of him playing guitar, singing, telling some really moving stories. I've known Charlie for a really long time. He's fantastic. You won't want to miss it. Please come, bring some friends. It's a great way to be entertained but also uplifted very powerfully. So we're very lucky to have Charlie with us. Am I right? Rob knows Charlie.
I've known him a long time too.
Yeah.
We wrote songs together a few things.
Yeah, it's great.
We got
it's
a video on YouTube.
Good stuff. He's a good guy. So come check it out. And Betty McQueen, stand up and let the people see you. Betty is coming for your blood. She's doing another, in conjunction, obviously, with Suncoast Blood Centers. She is putting together our blood drive. It happens on the 30th. If you're able to give blood and willing to do so, please see Betty and sign up for that. It's a really wonderful service, and they love us because we always give. So if you're able to do it, please do. And you'll feel a little tired afterward and want a donut, but you'll feel really good about yourself. And we will have helped out a lot of folks. So thank you, Betty, for your service and what you do around all of that. And then finally, the last thing that I want to mention is that I will be doing a membership class Sunday, February 6th and the 13th from 12:30 to 2. Please fill out, these are out there on the welcome table, a yellow card if you're interested in becoming a member here at Unity of Sarasota. We would love to have you join us here. The class is going to be really cool. It's going to tell you a little bit about unity in general, but also a lot about unity of Sarasota and our vision and where it is that we're headed, where we're going, and how you can be a part of making that happen. There will also be a segment in there where you learn even more deeply than you may already know the gifts that you bring to this life. And so you're going to find out who you really are and what your talents and skills are and how you can best express them in the fullness of your being. So there'll be a really neat segment there of learning what your spiritual gifts are. So I'm amazed at how many people do not realize how gifted they are. So I'm going to mine that out of you and make sure that we all know who you are. Don. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Don. Thank you for that, because you know what? This month is going so fast, I didn't realize that was the fourth Saturday coming up already. I'm like, how did that happen? So thank you for the reminder. It's a great team. You have a great time doing it, and we feed you and the whole 9 yards. And Don is, he's almost single-handedly keeping the outdoors looking great. He's dedicated and passionate about our eco gardens, and so take a look around. This place looks so great compared to when I very first got here. It was looking a little ragged. It looks so great, and Don's a lot of the responsibility for that. David and some of the rest of his team keep everything, you know, repaired and maintained, and this place looks, you know, as it ages, it looks better. It's kind of like me. As I age, I'm looking better all the time, she said to herself in the mirror this morning, because she had a birthday this week. And I want to thank folks for these beautiful flowers. Aren't those gorgeous? Yeah, I was not feeling great about this birthday, I have to tell you. It's 69, which just seems kind of bleh, you know. It's not exciting for some. I'm more excited about next year, actually. So 69, I'm like, Well, some of the staff and folks threw me a little surprise party on Friday and gave me these gorgeous flowers, and I want to thank you guys for that. You caught me. You got me on that one. And somebody gave me a little tip. They said, think of 69 as the yin and yang symbol. And so now I'm embracing 69 and not just waiting to hurry up and turn 70. I'm going to enjoy 69. And dagnabbit, I am better looking than I was years ago. I know, because I used to see myself.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Reverend Dr. Susie. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Woo! You know, the reality is every single one of us has a birthday every day of the year. So enjoy your birthday by singing the Unity song.
Yeah, help me out. Every prayer is answered. Every prayer is heard. Every thought and feeling, every spoken word. What your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel is already here, is already real. There is no one out there, there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me. There's just one, there's just unity. One power, one looks darkest and your eyes can't see. Gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are unity.
Let's move into prayer and get ourselves settled in and fully present. And so I invite you to close your eyes if that works for you. Otherwise, maybe a soft gaze at the flame of the candle or looking out to this beautiful campus. Just allow yourself to relax into your chair and imagine it is the beingness of Father, Mother, God, Spirit wrapping itself around you, supporting you, holding you. Just relax there. Now let's together take a deep breath in to the very center of our being, that place where Father, Mother, God resides within. And then as we breathe out, we realize that Father, Mother, God resides all around us as well. As our children say, there is not a spot where God is not. And just allow yourself to be here fully present, leaving the past behind with no regrets. No worries for the future, simply being in this present moment. And again, taking a deep breath in, knowing that as you breathe in the very experience of Spirit. And as you exhale fully, you breathe out your individualized expression of this one Spirit. And while the many come from the one, the many remain one. For we are interconnected in the oneness of God, always in the divine flow and circulation of that goodness. And so again, breathing in deeply the inspiration, the in-breath of Spirit, and exhaling fully, reminding us that we are always in that flow of God's goodness. And so our breath helps us to be aware, to breathe in fully, to exhale fully, as a reminder of who we truly are and the motivation to express who we truly are, to be that in the world. For this remembrance of the truth of who we are and our willingness to live in, through, and as that truth in all that we think, say, and do, I am eternally grateful. And so it is. And together we say, thank God within and all around us. Amen. And so I'm going to invite you to say our statement of being together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, who is perfect life, perfect intelligence, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. You are an individualized expression of God. We are individualized expressions of God.
I see you on the street, your hair is green. In fact, it is a shade of green I've never seen. Perhaps it's just my own truth. It's chartreuse, making assumptions. Let's talk subjective truth. Perhaps I'm wrong, or maybe we just disagree about the song. But either way, we hope we talk, but not too long. We're making assumptions. I can't help it, making assumptions about you. It's such a fight. When you look at me, are you doing it too? It's just not right. S-S-U-M-E, it spells defeat. It's especially when the two of us do not agree. If I assume that you'll be nice, and then you scream, we're making assumptions. It's too easy making assumptions about you, but it's not right. When you look at me, how you doing it too? It's such a fight. Me and you, or you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it has to be the one that has the final word. Well, I hope it's me. We're making assumptions. Let's just stop it making assumptions about life. It's just not right. Whenever you think you're wrong, then you're probably right. It's just that song. And now your hair is pink. And then I think I'm jealous because my hair is gone down the sink. And now it's time to end the song. I'm on the brink of making assumptions. I can't help making assumptions about you all my life. Stop making assumptions. La 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 la. All right. Thank you.
Woo, Rob Satori
the
making
turtles?
assumptions.
Apologies to the turtles. Not the Ninja Turtles either.
Woo, yeah, they were not ninjas. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a sneak preview to what I'm going to be talking about. But let's start, as we always do, with our core value affirmation. So I would ask that you say this core value affirmation with me. We have confidence and faith in the integrity, congruence, and trust of self and others. We can be counted on to follow through on our commitments. I'm assuming that. Okay, apparently we want to cement that in your brain there. Okay, here we go. So, I'm working on doing the 4 agreements for a new year, because it seems like a brand new year is a good time to remind ourselves of those agreements, because they're very powerful when we use them in our lives. Powerful for us and powerful for those around us and powerful for the world. And so I thought it would be good to revisit those. And so last week we revisited the first 2, and this week we'll look at the 3rd and the 4th. Now, the 4 agreements, just as a reminder, come from ancient Toltec wisdom, which is really a universal spirituality. It has much in common with our own unity teachings. This Toltec wisdom has been passed down for like 3,000 years, and it really offers us a portal into transformation of fulfilling our own authentic life, of really being our authentic being instead of the mask or the persona that we create to get along in the world. And so, as I mentioned, last week we looked at be impeccable with your word, which is a reminder that our word is very powerful. Whether we use it positively or negatively, our word is creative and powerful. And so it's imperative that we be conscious and intentional in using it. And we also looked at don't take anything personally. You know, what others think and say and do, whether it be negative or positive, is not about us, it's about them. And I said something a little controversial last week, and I'm going to say it again and clarify it even a little bit more. And that is that even when someone pays you a compliment, don't take it personally. Because when we take compliments personally, what we're doing is we're saying, oh, that was a nasty thing to say to me, so now I'm going to just not even give that any energy. I'm just going to ignore that. I'm not going to take that personally. Oh, you think I'm wonderful? Oh, cool. Tell me some more about me. You know, we get addicted to hearing good things about ourselves, when in fact our inner authority is who we should be listening to, that spirit within us, not outer opinions and things, even though they sound good. So, and here's the other thing, and I tried to say, you know, I always get a kick out of this whenever I do this. at the end of the service, people are coming out and they're not quite sure what to say to me. And I'm just standing there sort of giggling inside, watching them being uncomfortable. And here's what I was telling people as they were eking out some sort of a compliment. I said, you know, the only reason you see it in me is because it exists within you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the paradigm to see something good in another person. So when you're complimenting me, know that it comes right back to you as well. So that's what I mean by that. So it's not as horrible as it sounded. So this week, we're going to focus on the third and the fourth agreements. Don't make assumptions. Thank you, Rob, for the song. And always do your best. And so away we go with that. So let's start with the third agreement. Don't make assumptions. Don Miguel Ruiz writes, "It is always better to ask questions than to make assumptions. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. When you stop making assumptions, your word becomes impeccable. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life." Cool, huh? Yeah. So that kind of gives you some impetus to work on that one, right? Don't make assumptions. You know, sadness and drama come from making assumptions. And then we take on those assumptions and take them personally, violating one of the other agreements. And as we take them personally, you know, we make these assumptions, take them personally, we are creating an unconscious agreement to practice making and believing assumptions, just like the song said. You're making assumptions about me, I'm making assumptions about you. Stop, we're both wrong. Stop it. And so we set ourselves and each other up for suffering, unnecessary suffering, especially when we take those assumptions personally. We begin to believe that the assumptions are true, which most of the time, my friends, they're not. We blame others and ourselves for what's generally made up stuff anyway. And we react and we retaliate sometimes with emotional poison in our words. And we create an even bigger drama than existed before. And so we have to stop the cycle. Stop the cycle. You know, unfortunately, we're all good at making things up, you know. We're graduates of MSU, making stuff up. We take 1% fact, 99% making stuff up, and somehow convince ourselves that it's 100% true. You ever done that? Good, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Our mental maps are often inaccurate. Our view of reality, our mental map of how things work, are mostly made up by ourselves and others. And we mistake the map for the actual territory instead of exploring the actual territory of life, the interior and the exterior. You see, we see the world not as it is, but as we are. We see it through our own filters and lenses, which sometimes it'd be a good idea to clean them off every now and then, right? Or better yet, get a new prescription that actually works. It's called Seen Through the Eyes of God. That's the prescription you want. So when you go to Costco to get your lenses, tell them what you want, and I guarantee they will throw you out of there. Making assumptions moves us into our reptilian survival brain. The fearful survival brain sees and experiences something, and then misinterprets or misunderstands it, and then makes assumptions, and then works really hard to collect false evidence to prove the assumptions, at least in our own mind. And then we begin to believe the false assumptions are reality, when in fact there usually aren't. And then we see what we believe rather than believing what we see. We believe what we see. Believe what we see rather than seeing what we believe. Because we make up that stuff and then we think we see it when in reality it's not even there, doesn't even exist. We're seeing through dirty lenses that are the wrong prescription. And so we begin to abandon our true self. We begin to create a false self out of that abandonment in order to protect us from the bombardment of other people's assumptions. And we trade our self-expression for the safety of self-protection. I mentioned last week, I did that for much of my life. I built a wall around me so that I couldn't get hurt. And it kept people out. But guess what? It kept me in. I made a prisoner of myself. We don't want to do that. Self-protection is overrated. You know, often we defend assumptions by making someone else wrong. We see this every day in the headlines, particularly in divisive politics. We see it every day, making stuff up left and right, and people believing it and acting crazy out of it. We need to stop that stuff, right? I mean, we can stop. And maybe somebody will pay attention and say, hey, I want a life like that. They seem pretty cool, pretty calm, pretty happy. You know, without the third agreement, we make stuff up rather than asking questions, rather than being curious and finding out what's really going on. You know, here's what we do. People give us information, and we make assumptions. People don't give us information, and we make assumptions. We don't understand something, and we make assumptions. Hey, I'm totally self-contained. I don't need you to tell me anything. I'm just making it all up as I go along. And being miserable in the process. And so we graduate from MSU making stuff up, summa cum laude. And you know what happens when you assume? I'm not allowed to say that in church. You can only say that in the bowling alley. But when you assume, you make a of you and me. And we're both miserable. So stop it. Stop it. Somebody's got to be first to stop it. So rather than communicate and ask questions, we make stuff up and we assume the assumptions are right. Now, do a deep dive into your kid's self, because you know when we were kids, and parents, you'll remember this, when we were kids we did this, and kids today do this, they ask hundreds of questions a day. Hundreds of questions. By the time we get to be adults, we're only asking maybe 3 to 5 questions a day. And you know, that's not good news. That's actually not good news. We make up the rest. It's like, oh, no, you don't need to answer. I've already got the answer in my head. We unlearn our natural curiosity and our inclination to ask about stuff. Be curious again. Be a kid again. Be annoying again. But why? You know, when I was a kid, growing up, I learned that asking questions was rude. I was taught that it was rude. That if people wanted me to know something, they'd tell me. This did not serve me well after I was, about 5 probably. Did not serve me well, and especially has caused me problems in relationships, assuming things and expecting others to read my mind. This is not a good thing to do in any kind of relationship, primary or otherwise. I see the couples are all going, oh, is that what's going wrong? So you get a little couples counseling right here. But it's in all relationships. Doesn't matter. It could be boss, employee, could be friend, could be acquaintance, whatever. If we're making assumptions and assuming really that somebody can read my mind, I can't even read my own mind half the time. Why would I think that anybody else can? It's crazy. And it does not serve us well. So grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad, you got it wrong. It is important to ask questions. It shows interest, for one thing, and it keeps you from falling in the ditch with wrong information. Clear communication and asking questions sets us free to be our authentic being, and sets everybody else free too to be their authentic being. And it keeps us current and transparent with no need to make assumptions and make stuff up. It's a lot easier, actually. Making all that stuff up and trying to keep up with it is a lot of work. It's a big energy drain. And so when you're tempted to make assumptions, practice the 2-minute drill. Stop, first of all. Don't act on it. And then mentally disengage from the situation by breathing into the center of your being and standing back to observe yourself in the situation. Challenge yourself with some questions. Ask some questions. What might I be making up that's causing me to react this way? Do I objectively observe? Could I videotape anything supporting my extreme reaction? Oops, nope. Could there be another interpretation? I don't know. Ask somebody. Choose the optimal response on what's factual and observable. Factual and observable. If you can't observe it, you're likely making it up. Don McGill reminds us, when you speak and listen openly and honestly, you won't have to make assumptions. You will communicate cleanly, clearly, and achieve impeccability with your word. Cool. I want to move on to the fourth agreement, which is always do your best. Always do your best. And I want to honor the legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who I believe always did his best. He did the best that he could do at any given time in his evolution as a spiritual leader. And so I want to share with you a memory of one of the times that I thought he did his very best. Tim?
knowing that we will be free one day. So let freedom reign from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom reign from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom reign from the hiking Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom reign from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom reign from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom reign from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom reign from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom reign, and when this happens, when we allow freedom reign, when we let it reign from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
I think what he was doing there was inviting us, all of us, into the possibility of being who we truly are and doing our best. It's a great legacy he's left us, and I invite all of us to embrace that idea of always doing our best. The four agreements create an empowering way of life for each of us and for all of us. The first agreement, being impeccable with your word, is the foundational agreement. And the second agreement, don't take anything personally, builds on that one. And the third agreement, don't make assumptions, builds on the first and the second. And then finally, the fourth agreement, always do your best, puts action to all of them. Always do your best on all of those agreements. Don Miguel says, by doing your best over and over, you can master the art of transformation. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent with time. Always do your best. Always do your best. Do your best, whatever that is at any given time. You know, when I was 18, my best wasn't as good as it is now. I'm actually evolving, and so are you. And our best evolves with us. Always do your best. Nothing more, nothing less is being asked of you. Do your best, whatever that is, in this very moment. And it's as important to not overdo. Trying too hard, it depletes your energy and dissipates your focus. And so the result is not your best necessarily. It's frustration and regret and self-judgment. Just do your best. That's all it is. Truly do your best. Be as productive and powerful as you can, and be fully self-expressed. You know, one of the things I loved so much about my dad was he was so supportive, and he assumed that I was always doing my best. And he would point out my best and point out how my best was getting better. But he never expected more of me than what my best was in that moment. And it encouraged me to keep going and getting better. I hope to God each of you have somebody like that in your life that has encouraged you to keep doing your best, and your best gets better and better and better. And pretty soon you look back and you go, wow, look how far I've come. Doing your best is living from and as your authentic being, the being that God created. You know, we're here to be fully expressed, to be who we have come here to be, and have all of our doingness arise out of that beingness. To be who you truly are. No one can be and do you better than you can. So do your best at being you. Doing your best enables you to go for your dreams and your passions and to live your unique greatness. Every one of us is great. King said that. Every one of us can be great because every one of us can serve. And all service is expressing the fullness of our being, the gift we've been given, and making a gift of it. We've been blessed, be the blessing. That's doing your best. Take action. Take action from love to do, get to do, rather than have to do in order to get something. Love to do, get to do. How fun is that? There's a different energy. Say that. Love to do. Get to do. I'm not even going to ask you to say the other ones. Trust me, it's bring down energy. Have to do. And if you're a stubborn German like me, you don't like to be told what you have to do. Right? I wasn't calling you stubborn, but if you know what I'm talking about. So Don Miguel goes on to teach, do your best and take action because you love it, not because you expect a reward. When you take action without expecting a reward, you enjoy every action, and you can even receive greater rewards than you imagined. Doing your best means to take action. You can have many great ideas in your head, but without action upon an idea, there will be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. The true reward is the freedom to be who we truly are, fully expressed, fully expressed. Not only is it good for you, it's good for all of us. It's good for the world. To free ourselves, to be our authentic being, our authentic soul, and to share that with the world. That is the greatest gift. Doing your best is the perfect expression of the one Spirit in action as you. Spirit is working through you. Allow it to do its best. Taking action by doing our best We make a difference in the world. We begin to create a world that works. We express our authentic beingness. Be who we've come here to be. You can't really be anybody else. You can try, but you know what? It doesn't work. And nobody can be you. Trust me, people have tried to be me, and they said, man, I would not give anything for that. I wouldn't even want to do that. Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Only we can be who we are. Only we can express who we are. And the best way to express our authentic best is to let go of the past. Don't worry about the future. Live in this present moment. It's the only place that we have the power to be and do our best and to create in this creative now. This is where we have the power, in the present moment. Practice forgiveness of self and others, even when we're not or they're not doing their best. Forgive them, love them anyway. It liberates us to continue evolving in order to be and do our best. So, you know what? You're going to fall down 7 times, get up 8. Okay? I mean, what if we wrote everybody off when they were a little baby learning to walk and said, oops, you fell down, that's it, you're a failure. You know? We'd all be crawling still. I don't know about you, but I don't really want to ruin my clothes. So, as adults, we're going to do the same thing. We're learning to walk and run. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Our best disentangles us from misusing our word, from taking things personally and making assumptions. Always do your best. The best that you're capable of in this moment. Don McGill says that the first 3 agreements will work only if you do your best. Don't expect that you will always be impeccable with your word. Your routine habits are too strong and firmly rooted in your mind, but you can do your best in that moment. Don't expect that you will never take anything personally. Just do your best. And don't expect that you will never make another assumption, but you can certainly do your best in that moment. And so blessings on your journey with the 4 agreements for this brand new year. And practice the 4 agreements. Do the best that you are currently able to. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best in this very moment. Blessings on your journey. And so it is. Thank God within and all around us. Amen.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding light. Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Yeah, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding joy. Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding grace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, if you allow Spirit to flow through, you can't help but do your best. Always do your best. Let Spirit flow. I'm going to invite our chaplains to come forward, please. Our prayer chaplains are here to be in service to you, to be in prayer with and for you, to know a greater experience and expression in your life. Our chaplains, we have ministers. Reverend Amy is back there in the back, waving. David is a chaplain. Reverend Robin. So please utilize the service that they offer to you to be in prayer, knowing a greater life. You can meet them up front after the service for a 1-minute miracle, or you can make arrangements to do some prayer work with them later as well if you don't have time after service. So let's thank them for what they do for us. Okay. Also, in the interest of staying healthy and safe here, we are not passing the offering plates, but we have these beautiful people standing at the door as you leave. And trust me, they're smiling brightly behind those masks, and they are grateful. We're all grateful for whatever gift it is that you give. It might be a blessing or a prayer. It could be financial, whatever it may be. And if I know some of you send in your gifts, and some of you gift monthly, and so you don't do it every week, please stop at the offering plate anyway, and at least put your hand over and send blessing into that offering, so that you can be in that circulation of good. In 2 Corinthians 9:7 says, "Each of you give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver." So whatever you give it with positivity and cheer. Infuse it. Take your gift and hold it to your heart, either physically or metaphorically. Hold it to your heart. Infuse it with all the positive attributes of Father, Mother, God, Spirit that most resonate with your soul, and know that that energy, those qualities will travel with your gift far beyond our wildest imaginings to do greater good still. And so know that your gift, your blessing, your prayer is received with great thanks. And so let's say our affirmation together. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive abundantly. And I just want to remind us, we do have our Wednesday evening music and inspiration service. This week, the theme is Jubilation. The music will be brought to you by Lisa Arundale and myself. It's a nice little midweek oasis. I invite you to come check it out, and certainly come on the 26th, the following week, for the concert with Charlie Thweet. And let's say our prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, family all away. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace